alone. What was the plan?
To kill all of you and then to leave.
And now, with all our guns out?
I'll manage.
You're the fastest 65-year-old white guy on the planet.
I guess I'm done.
Everyone in the bed, now!
That was on me.
This is totally Fubar.
Well, I know Simon.
Hello again. How are we doing?
What's going on, Simon? I'm doing great. How are you?
Not too bad, brother. I didn't realize I had you on here.
Oh, you didn't?
If I'd realized it was you, I wouldn't have got up at all.
Oh, feelings mutual.
I think I meant that was said with love, but I don't know if it came across like that. So that's always the. How are you, mate?
I'm doing great. Thanks so much for joining me today, man. Fubar. I'm about 3 episodes in, and man, congratulations! It's like you're either stealing Chaplin or survive the game, and now you're Fubar. So you keep popping up every now and then.
I'm like a bad penny, mate. They just can't get rid of me, so they may as well give me a job.
It makes things a lot easier, doesn't it?
Yeah, they're like, he's here anyway. Just put him to work.
Well, tell everyone about your character in Fubar. You play a gangster. Have you ever afraid of being typecast? Because you can look like you could play.
No, I also do some part-time swimwear modeling, but that phone never rings. That line is always quiet. But if there's a gangster, if there's somebody that's like they need some sort of arsehole on set, but the characters are not an undesirable, then my phone rings a lot.
Did you ever have an influence or someone in your past life you based your gangster roles on?
Yes, my mother. She's a brutal, violent creature, and she raised us with the fear of the fist.
Yeah, I'm sure you're a lot of direct.
I'm going to send her this clip afterwards. She'll be like, Simon, what are you saying? My mum will be getting that message in church. We'll be like, Simon, stop saying stuff like that. This is why I have no friends. That's how that happens. Even my mother wouldn't, she'll have to think about whether she admitted knowing me. Right. Let me do something proper. Right. In Fubar, I play a bad guy. Fubar, Arnold Schwarzenegger's first ever TV show. My God. That was a real quick, easy decision for me on the phone. I was like, yeah, am I doing a scene with him? And they're like, yes. I was like, I'll be there, whatever that is.
And your scene with Arnold, you're so European. Cheese, sausages, beer.
I know. Well, I auditioned with my British accent, and then I just sent them the tape and everything, and then they were like, okay, you got the job, but we're gonna get you to do it in a Flemish accent. And I was like, oh, what? And I was like, and what is what you just said? Where would that person be from? And they're like, oh, from Holland. And I was like, I was never even. I don't know if you did a Flemish accent right now. I don't know if I'd know what that was. So this is going to be a lot of fun. And then they go, don't worry, we'll get you a voice dialect, and then like a coach. And then me and him just fought for 3 more weeks, and then that's what happened. He also hates me.
Yeah, and we know in movies that you have to do scenes over and over and over, and you're eating cheese and sausage. Did you get your fill of that for that day?
I did, but it wasn't my first barbecue, so I knew that was going to happen. So I was like, I'm going to try and eat just one bit of this, and I was like, just one bit. I think I ate 2 bits of the sandwich or whatever. And I knew, because you'll have to do this again and again. And there's some poor girl there with a tray full of 30 sandwiches, for every time they reset them. And then they don't take anything to chance, And I was like, I'm only going to take a bite. And she goes, doesn't matter. Every time we get anything, it'll be a fresh sandwich, because otherwise it'll look wrong. And my God, I've never been sick of that sandwich or meat so much in my life. I was like, they won't do it that many times, 40 takes later. Let's spend all day doing it. Oh, they're like, that's lunch, Simon. You want lunch? I was like, not really.
No, thanks. You got to tell me, Simon, how do you prepare to do a scene with Arnold Schwarzenegger? What were you like the night before, the first time on set? I mean, did he make you feel welcome? Or there's so many questions.
Listen, I think he's 74 or he's 75. He's the nicest guy in the world. Right? He's got time for everybody. I mean, not just me. He would come in, he would say good morning to everybody, go around, nobody, he's Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? Nobody rushed him. They're like, yeah, don't worry about these people, he went around, he was good. And he just got such a positive vibe and such boundless energy. He's just he's got time for everything. This is a bit of an actor thing, right? But he stayed for my close-ups. So all the cameras are sort of pointed at me and they're just doing my face basically. And he stayed just to read the lines, and they were like, "Oh, you don't, you can go back to the trailer. You don't have to." And he was like, "Well, no, I'll stay for Simon." And I was like, right. Like, just when you think he could be a diva and he doesn't have to stay for any of that, sort of, but just to read lines off camera. So the ridiculousness of it, that there's two cameras, they're both pointed at Simon, and Arnold Schwarzenegger is like off to the left, just reading the lines for me. Like, it's definitely not a good use of his time, but it's a very polite thing to do, sort of. So, the nicest guy in Hollywood, I reckon, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Lovely man.
But when you got the call for this part, did you know it was a Schwarzenegger series? Did you know anything behind it, or?
Yeah, I knew it was a Schwarzenegger series, but I didn't know, because they're all these things are top secret. Mate, I've got 5 pages right in front of me on this other screen here of things I can't tell you about this show. Just a big long PDF with this. Don't say this. Don't say this. If I say the wrong thing, Netflix knock on my door, and I assume some sort of hitman kills me. But so that's how secretive it was. Imagine making it. It was also, they were like, Arnold Schwarzenegger. And up until, I think only about 2 weeks beforehand, I wasn't even sure if my scene was with him. I was like, is he this guy, the guy in the scene? I assume it was, because I was like, I think this is Schwarzenegger. And they're just afraid to tell me. And then we did a Zoom rehearsal, and he was on the Zoom rehearsal with me. And that was another pinch me moment, because I was like, I'm on a Zoom call with Arnold Schwarzenegger. This is amazing. I mean, and legends like Nick Santora and Dana Goldberg are in here. And I was like, oh my God, these people are giants. Love them.
I mean, I would just be so starstruck with Schwarzenegger working with him. Was there anything that you wanted to ask him, or just did he seem very approachable? Or
he seemed very approachable, although about 4 people were like, "Don't make any jokes, Simon." They were like, it took all my power, obviously, not to say "get back to the chopper" or something. Don't do that. And I was like, "Yeah, no, I'm not going to do it." Yeah. But I was very tempted to at several points. One of the nice things I was really nervous about it. This is so stupid. I was very nervous about the role because I was like, a Flemish accent. And I had to speak some German at the beginning of this. And I don't speak German at all. And obviously I'm not from Holland. So I was kind of nervous about the way I was saying it, but it was what they wanted. They didn't want a British accent. They wanted this. And I was talking to him, and he started talking to me in German, between takes. And I was like, I don't speak German. And he was like, "Oh, really?" And he was like, "Oh, your German's very good. I thought you." And I was like, "Oh, good." I was like, "That's actually the best compliment you're going to give me there. I'm really worried about how it sounded, and it sounded obviously well enough that you thought I actually spoke German." I was like, and that's the only encouragement I need for the day.
You are a dedicated actor. I love it. Well, Simon, congratulations, and I'm real happy for you. And the series is fantastic, and it's always great to talk to you. And good luck with Fubar. Let's talk again soon.
Thank you, mate. You can't get rid of me now, so I'll be back. I can't say that. That's one of the things they can't say. I'll be back.
I'll cut it.
No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. They didn't say that.
Thanks so much, Simon. Take care, buddy.